You know the feeling, the burst of motivation, then the slow fade back to zero. You start to think, am I just lazy? Do I lack willpower? Is something fundamentally wrong with me? But what if I told you the problem isn't you? The problem is that you've been building your discipline on sand. You've fallen into 3 hidden traps of motivation that are designed to make you fail. In this video, we're not just talking about trying harder. We're going deep into the ancient wisdom of Stoics and sages to uncover the secret to forging unbreakable, timeless strength. Stay with me and you'll learn how to stop performing and start forging. We live in a culture obsessed with feeling motivated. But what is motivation? Is it joy, excitement, a rush of energy? If so, what happens on the days when you feel none of it? Do you abandon your practice, your promise, your path? The Stoics asked, what if strength has nothing to do with how you feel? Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. Close your eyes. Imagine you're a blacksmith. Before you lies a sword. You lift the hammer, again and again, striking the metal. Some days the fire is bright. Some days the fire smolders, but still you strike. The sword does not ask about your mood. It only asks for your persistence. Now, feel this truth in your bones. Discipline is the art of action beyond emotion. Tomorrow, when you wake up and don't feel like it, do the smallest possible version of your discipline. If it's writing, write 1 sentence. If it's exercise, do 1 push-up. If it's meditation, take 1 breath. Emotion is fleeting, but action builds identity. Why do we quit so soon? Because we crave instant transformation. We expect the body to change in a week, the mind to master in a month, the soul to evolve overnight. But the ancients knew all growth is seasonal. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Picture a bamboo forest. In its first years, nothing rises above the soil. Underground, roots stretch wide and deep. And then, suddenly, in its 5th year, bamboo shoots up 90 feet in 6 weeks. Discipline is bamboo. It feels invisible at first, but beneath the surface, something unshakable is taking root. When you feel no progress, whisper to yourself, the roots are growing. Write it on a card. Place it by your desk, by your bed. Let it remind you, unseen progress is still progress. Have you noticed how discipline becomes a performance? We want others to see our effort, to applaud our grind. But virtue is not theater. It is intimacy with your own soul. The ego demands applause. Character demands silence. The true worth of a man is to measure the objects he pursues. Marcus Aurelius. Imagine a monk sweeping a temple courtyard. No one watches, no one praises. The broom moves slowly back and forth. The temple shines, not for the world, but for the sacred. Now ask yourself, who are you sweeping your life for? The crowd or the soul? Do 1 act of discipline tomorrow in secret. A workout without posting. A kind act without announcing. A study session without tracking. Let the act exist in silence. This is how integrity is born. If motivation fails, if results deceive, if ego corrodes, what remains? What remains is virtue. Discipline is not about chasing outcomes. It is about becoming someone. And once it becomes your identity, discipline is no longer discipline, it is nature. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Visualize yourself standing in an ancient dojo. On the wall hangs a mirror. Every strike, every repetition, every act of patience slowly clears the mirror until you finally see your own reflection. Not the old self, the forged self, the virtuous self. Discipline is not the task, it is the mirror. Each night, write one line. Today, I trained my soul. Don't measure hours, don't measure outcomes. Only ask, did I practice virtue today? The greatest danger of modern discipline is its frenzy. We burn bright, then burn out. But the ancients sought not frenzy, but endurance. Not firework, but flame. Discipline that endures is discipline infused with serenity. Imagine a candle. Its flame does not rush. It does not panic. It simply burns, quietly, steadily. This is the virtue of endurance. Not flashy, not loud, but eternal. Set a small daily ritual. Light a candle. Drink tea slowly. Breathe deeply before work. Anchor your discipline not in pressure, but in presence. So why does your discipline never last? Because you've built it on the sand of motivation, not the rock of virtue. The three traps, the addiction to emotion, the illusion of quick results, the ego's performance, all lead to collapse. But when you shift discipline from outcome to character, from speed to virtue, from ego to soul, everything changes. Discipline is no longer fragile. It is eternal, because it is no longer about doing. It is about being. This week, choose one discipline. Detach it from emotion. Detach it from speed. Detach it from applause. Practice it quietly, patiently, faithfully. Not to prove, not to perform, but to forge. Because motivation is fleeting, but virtue makes you timeless. And with each quiet act of discipline, you are becoming the soul you were born to be.